What's up, vape fam? Sorteal here, and welcome to the Vaporworks lab. Still vaping on a ton of Boro stuff. I've got the atemporal inside of the Charon Boro mech. Really digging this setup. I've got a 0.15 Fralian from Smoant Coils in here. Works absolutely amazing. But Boro is not necessarily what we're here to talk about today. Although I will say, live streams are coming back. I have the Ampere 21 Midnight Edition coming from EDC Mods as soon as it's released. They actually did a little bit of custom work for me, which is absolutely amazing. Can't wait to show you guys that. Once it comes in the day after, hopefully the day after, going to do a live unboxing first impressions live stream. We'll take a look at it in single battery setup. We'll take a look at it in series setup, see it with the drift. Just get all first impressions, everything like that. And then about a week and a half later, I'll have a full review of it after some testing. But after that, I'm going to try and do a live stream every week. The first official live stream past the unboxing will be a Boro Mania live stream. So we're going to take a look at a bunch of different Boro stuff. We'll build some Boro bridges, go ahead, vape on them, talk, all the usual live stream jazz. But not what we're here to talk about today. We're actually going to take a look at a new pod mod. It comes from Smoant. It is the Charon T50. Now, you guys know me, I'm not huge on pods, but I do tend to kind of like the pod mod type of releases. This is definitely one of those. It is a 50 watt max device, has 1500 milliamp hour batteries. It uses their S coils. These are very good coils. Also, there is an SRBA. I do not have that, but I do have it ordered up. So I really want to give that a try. I will probably slap up a short review of the RBA over on Instagram once I get it and kind of test it out. Love it when pod mods or pod systems of any kind really release RBAs. So what we're going to do, we will dive on over, show you all the ins and outs to this. We'll slap some juice in it, take a look at the coils, come back up, vape on it, and I'll tell you guys what I think. So let's go ahead and dive on over. All right, so this is the package that your Charon T50 from Smoant will come in. S Series Coils compatible. Really like the look of this one. This out of here. This right here, which has your user manual, all that jazz on the inside. Then there is your device. Really like the look of this device. I already have the 0.4 coil in here. Comes with a 0.4 and I believe a 0.8. Let's take a look. Like this one is a 0.6. Yeah. 0.6, 10 to 25 watts. So that is your second coil. Does also come with a charging cable, which I do not have in here at the moment. Let's take the mod out of here. We will set all of this off to the side. All right, so here is the Charon T50. Fire button, up and down. This is your airflow to the pod. You get plenty of airflow and plenty of airflow adjustment. I dig that. Tend to like this thing with the 0.4, just wide the hell open. Bottom, USB-C charging, your usual warnings. Charon T50 on the back there. Very durable mod. I dig that. All metal right through here. This kind of hard plastic on the front. Very durable. Almost feels like glass, if I'm honest. It's that kind of thick plastic. Pop this out. Your contacts down in there. As you can see, not a whole lot of condensation. You get little teeny drops there on the edges. But that is it. This thing has been bone dry since I got it. Here is your pod. Got a big open fill port flap right here. Dig seeing that. Your juice level here on the side. Airflow. The bottom, there's your coil. Just pops in and out, O-ring sealed. Usual kind of deal for most pod mods and pod systems. I dig these S coils. They work really well. This, like I said, is the 0.4. Works extremely well. I do want to really check out the RBA once I get it in. But so far, the 0.4 and the 0.6 have worked extremely well. They also sent along these right here. These are the 1.2 ohm MTL. They are 7 to 12 watts. Have not checked these out just yet. I think we may actually do it here in this review. All right, let's take a look at the chip. 5 clicks turns the device on and off. Smoant, there we go. 50 watt max power. Dig that. You can see you got puff counter, time of your pull, you've got your ohms, got your voltage. And we'll tell you all that as you fire it. You click the fire button 3 times. So once you're in the menu after your 3 clicks, you will get variable wattage. The DVM, I believe, is kind of that wave range. I'm not a big fan of it, so I always go with just the variable wattage. Then you can change your screen color. Stick with orange. Then you can just hold it down or just don't touch the fire button and it will eventually go back. Turn this back down to 30. Fires nicely. I like this button. It just barely kind of comes up, but it has a nice tactile, clicky feel to it. And whatever they've covered this with, I really like the feel of it. It's mildly textured. It almost feels like something that's been painted in like a matte finish, that kind of texture that matte paint job has. This has the same texture to it, same as this. It's a little bit of a contrast to kind of the slick plastic here, but I really, really dig it. It just lets you know immediately where everything is without looking. Just has a nice feel overall to it. So that is about it. Like I said, it's 1500 milliamp hours, 50 watt max. Uses the S coils. It has the smart ant chip, which has a ton of different protections, 10-second cutoff, short circuit protection, overheating protection, all the usual jazz. You can see your liquid level here on the side. I love that they have that. This drip tip for the pod mod, or for the pod itself up here, is very, very comfortable. I really dig that. All right. So not much more to this one, just a big hefty pod mod, but I do really, really enjoy it. And what makes or breaks any kind of pod mod like this is just feel, airflow, and the coils. And luckily it uses those S coils, which are very, very good. So let's jump back up top. We'll vape on it with this 0.4, then maybe go ahead and swap over the coil to the 1.2 MTL and give that a try. Let's go ahead and jump back up top, guys. All right, back up top with the Charon T50 from Smoant. I've actually been really, really digging this thing. I've had it for, I don't know, week and a half, and I've really been testing it out basically because Smoant's been extremely cool with me on a lot of things. So I really wanted to give this one a good once over. It is a pod mod, so there's not really a lot going on to it to test out, but I wanted to test out some of the coils. I still had some of the other S coils. Was hoping I would get the RBA section in time for the review, but that didn't happen. I had to order it from overseas, and it still got about a week before it gets here. But let's go ahead and have vape. So we've got it at 0.4, 30 watts, airflow, wide open. Has a lovely pull off of this. It is a bit of a tight pull even with the 0.4. I don't really mind that so much at all. Flavor off of these coils is absolutely amazing. This coil has been in here for a week straight and I've gotten no burnt gunky taste, no cotton taste, nothing like that. It has just performed and performed and performed. Vapor production for a pod mod is extremely good as well. I was very shocked by that. Kind of used to pod mods having decent vapor production, but not really kind of lush, dense clouds. This one though, you can definitely pull off those lush, dense clouds, even at 30 watts. Really dig that. Let's go ahead and try this in MTL. And I know you guys are like, wait a second, you don't like MTL. I don't, but for the purposes of this review, I will give MTL a go. Grab our S coils. And these are really high for me. 1.2. All right, let me show you guys this here in the up close. Here is the MTL coil, 1.2. Now, when you get this, you will also get this right here. This threads on to your S coils. basically with that pod being so much larger, the pod mod being larger, these little ones just not going to totally do the trick. They just won't fit. So this is kind of an adapter in a way. Also has the airflow kind of cut out there on the sides. So once you get that, and it will just pop down. You don't have to worry about lining anything up. You just screw this onto the base of the coil or the RBA if you have that. Push it down and Bob's your uncle. All right, we got it all in there now. Let's go ahead and fill this bad boy up. Pop this off to the side. We're gonna use some Candy King's lemon drops. Easy to fill. I did prime this coil before I stuck it in here, so don't worry about that. There we go. It will automatically adjust your wattage for the coil that you have in there. As you can see, 1.2 drops it down to 10 watts. We're actually going to start it at 7. Airflow, let's crank this down about right there. Juice level looks good. All right, let's jump back up top and vape on this in MTL setup. All right, back up top with our MTL coil, 1.2 ohm airflow cut damn near all the way off. 7 watts. Here we go. I think it needs a couple more watts. We'll go ahead and do 10 like it suggests. Airflow on this is going to be finicky with MTL. Not bad. Right about there is good. This is where I've got the airflow for MTL. Damn near cut all the way off. It is just barely open. 10 watts total. Not bad. Flavor off the MTL, at least for me, and this is kind of my issue with MTL period, is it's not that great. I mean, this liquid is probably not designed for MTL. If I was really going to vape this for a long period of time in MTL, I would make my own recipe and jack the flavorings up so they come across better in an MTL setup. But overall, it's not bad. I still get the lemon candy taste. It's just definitely way dialed back compared to using the 0.4 ohm coil or even the 0.6. But it's an enjoyable MTL. It's kind of the thing, for me at least, to try and appreciate MTL is just the enjoyable pull and vape off of it. Not worry so much about flavor, because that's just going to kill the whole experience for me if I'm expecting the same type of flavor that I get from, say, a sub-ohm vape. But it is kind of just enjoyable. Actually, let's open this airflow up a little bit more, get a loose MTL. That's really nice as well. But for me to truly enjoy MTL, it's got to be a tight pull. That right there, that's almost closed off. Almost fully closed off, just barely cracked open. But it is a very nice pull. This drip tip is about perfect. The tip that's on these pods for MTL, to me at least, is about perfect. It's just very comfortable while you're having to do that kind of tight MTL pull. Very nice. Seals as far as, you know, with your lips around it, kind of seals nicely so you get that nice MTL pull. That can be the problem for me with a lot of MTL RDAs or RTAs that tend to have that really, really small, short hourglass kind of drip tip. To me, it's just not ideal for doing an MTL pull, I want something that's more kind of a whistle style shape. It just works better. So I'm glad that that's what they went with this. Makes the MTL actually enjoyable for me. All right, pros and cons. What do I like? What do I dislike about the Charon T50 from Smoant? Overall, I like this pod device. I'm not using pod systems in general, but this one is really good. I like that it's 1500 milliamp hours, 50 watt max. The S coils are very, very good coils. Like I said, kind of swap this back over to the 0.4. This coil's been going for over a week. No issues whatsoever. No gunked up taste, no cotton taste, no burnt taste, nothing like that. It's just been working like a champ. Anxious to try the RBA section out. Hopefully that is very, very good as well. Airflow on this thing works extremely good. Even with the MTL, you have the ability to adjust that down to the perfect kind of pull that you like. If you wanted a very, very tight MTL pull, you can dial that in. If you want something a little bit looser, very, very capable of doing that as well. Charges quickly. I like the fact you can change the color of the screen. It's not a huge thing, but still kind of cool that they have it there. The buttons, I think, are a nice feel to them, very tactile and clicky. Flavor off of the S coils is absolutely amazing. The MTL, a little bit different, but if I had done up an MTL recipe, kind of jacked the flavorings up a little bit, it would have been much, much better. But for just a standard commercial e-liquid, maybe not so much. Maybe if I'd had some salt liquid, might have been a little bit different, but overall, still pretty happy with the MTL pull off of it, mostly thanks to kind of the whistle shape to the tip here of these pods. Works extremely well for MTL or just standard kind of direct lung or restrictive direct lung pull. No condensation whatsoever, no leakage, nothing like that. Really dig these pods. 4 milliliter liquid capacity, plenty of liquid for a pod system like this. It's easy to fill. Would have been nice if there'd been a way to fill it without taking the pod out, but it's really kind of a minor complaint. My only major con to this is that little adapter for the coils. I really wish the pod system itself had just been designed to accept the coils kind of as is, but the coils aren't really built that way. So you kind of have to have that adapter. The problem is you get one and that's it. And it's very easy to lose. So if you lose that, you're pretty screwed. Kind of one of those things, if you lose that, you basically have to buy the pod device all over again. I don't believe I've seen just the coil adapter anywhere. So there is that to it. These do not come with an extra one of those. So yeah, don't lose that coil adapter or your pod mod's practically useless, unfortunately. But I mean, it's pretty easy to take care of, but it's also kind of easy to lose just given how small it is. So just take care of that one little piece and you'll be very, very happy with this. Everything else about this is pro other than that, really. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with this one. So if you're in the market for a new pod mod, definitely check out the Smoant Charon T50. Very, very good. The S coils are very good. And once I get the RBA section in, I will have a short review for that over on Instagram. All right, guys, vape on, and I'll catch you all in the next one.